Oscar Man 42, Golden Globe but not an Oscar nomination? Take 4. I discussed performances that won the SAG Award but didn't repeat at the Oscars. For this video, I want to review actors who won the Golden Globe but weren't even nominated for an Oscar. Now, since its humble beginnings in 1944, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association has come under much scrutiny regarding the secrecy of its members and how easily influenced they can be to cast their votes for, let's say, some questionable nominees. I'm Michael, aka Oscar Man, and while I can't cover everyone who could be part of this topic, I'll discuss some of the best examples, starting with this one.
I come from this musical family. My mother is a piano teacher, my father was a conductor.
Where did he conduct?
On the Baltimore and Ohio.
Oh.
I play the ukulele and I sing, too.
Sings, too.
Well, I don't have much of a voice, but then this isn't much of a band either. I'm only with them because I'm running away.
The very definition of a movie star, Marilyn Monroe was popular with audiences, but not always film critics, who didn't take her talent seriously in the beginning of her iconic career. However, by 1959, things changed with the release of Some Like It Hot.
Man, safety first. Anything to get away from those bums.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're like. You fall for them, you really love them. You think this is going to be the biggest thing since the Graf Zeppelin. The next thing you know, they're borrowing money from you. They're spending it on other dames and betting on horses.
The successful comedy, which gave Monroe the opportunity to perform some musical numbers, was becoming notorious during production because of the problems director Billy Wilder had with Monroe, whom he had previously worked with on The 7-Year Itch. Often late, unprepared, and requiring numerous takes generated bad press for the insecure actress, who by that time was known in the industry as difficult. It was reported that her line, "It's me, sugar," took 47 takes because Monroe kept getting the order of the words wrong. But despite the problems which took place, Marilyn Monroe received excellent reviews, and she won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. Now, you might say that winners in this genre have often been overlooked at the Oscars, which would explain Monroe's omission. But then why was Doris Day nominated instead for Pillow Talk? I think the snub was made even more obvious because Jack Lemmon, also the winner of the Golden Globe, was nominated, along with Some Like It Hot's direction and screenplay. Hollywood still wasn't ready to acknowledge Marilyn Monroe, and sadly, they never did. Some Like It Hot was Marilyn Monroe's last successful film, though I think she gave a touching performance in 1961's The Misfits. One can only wonder what she might have accomplished in her later years, perhaps becoming a character actress. Some Like It Hot had one of the best film endings, which most of you probably know. Stay tuned until the end of the video to enjoy it once again, or for the first time.
Rule to my class are simple. Work hard, show up on time, try not to fall asleep, everybody. Any question before you start?
It sounds like you're doing... Am I hearing an accent?
No, what do you mean?
Because I'm hearing a kind of Eastern European accent.
No, that's from New Orleans.
The Disaster Artist told the true story of auteur Tommy Wiseau, the writer, producer, director, and star of The Room, a film that, well, you have to see it to believe. James Franco essayed the role of this filmmaker in a hilariously accurate retelling of the notorious production of a movie that has been declared one of the worst films ever made.
I did not hit her. Okay, line.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Take 17, action.
I hit her.
No!
There was so much rich material already available that The Disaster Artist was generating buzz in pre-production. The 2017 comedy was anxiously awaited by many, including myself, who wanted to see how James Franco could capture the eccentricities of the odd man he was portraying. Franco, who also served as the film's director, managed to make Wiseau a sympathetic character instead of a joke, which would have been so much easier to do. And though The Disaster Artist was a critical and box office success, and Franco won the Golden Globe, in musical or comedy, of course, along with several other nominations, he was overlooked at the Oscars. However, timing played a big part in that omission, as in early 2018, multiple allegations of sexual misconduct by Franco surfaced, which likely hurt his chances for a nomination. The Disaster Artist is a fun film to watch, but it should come with a caveat that you must see The Room first in order to fully understand and appreciate this truly bizarre story. Have you seen both films?
I was on a train to New York to see Catherine spend the night. And Tom was sitting opposite me. He had on a dress suit and patent leather shoes. And I could see he was a real gentleman. I couldn't keep my eyes off him.
Karen Black won a Golden Globe and Oscar nomination for 1970's Five Easy Pieces, and followed that up with more than 10 films in the next 4 years, including 1974's The Great Gatsby, based on the novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Gentlemen, wasn't until afterwards I found out you weren't fit to lift my shoe.
Myrtle.
You didn't even have your own suit to get married in, and you never even told me.
I couldn't help it because I couldn't afford to buy a suit. What you're trying to do is not right, Myrtle. I'm a trusting kind of fella. I don't think no harm to nobody.
That's an advertisement. You're so dumb, you don't know you're alive.
For her performance as Myrtle, Karen Black won her second Golden Globe as Best Supporting Actress. In a film which the critics and myself found overlong but beautiful to look at, Karen Black had the best moments and seems certain to receive her second Oscar nomination. The fact that she didn't really doesn't make much sense, given that 1974 was not the strongest year in the category. Hell, look at the winner. The Great Gatsby did receive nominations for costume design and musical score, both of which won. So I don't think Black was snubbed because the film came out in March. Who else was nominated at the Globes? Beatrice Arthur in Mame, Jennifer Jones in The Towering Inferno, Madeline Kahn in Young Frankenstein, all of whom were also not Oscar nominated, and Diane Ladd in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. The last time the Golden Globe winner for Best Supporting Actress wasn't Oscar nominated was in 1958, and we'll get to her later. Karen Black's film career continued for 40 years, but never equaled the heights she achieved in the 1970s. I think her best performance was in 1982's Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, Jimmy Dean. The talented actress died from cancer in 2013 at the age of 74.
How was it?
It was okay. It was all right. It was okay. It was okay.
4 months, 30 cities, that's all you got to say? It was okay?
We grossed 150 grand. What do you want me to tell you?
How does Tommy feel about that? He must feel great.
Oh, the pistolero. Yeah, he's having a ball. To him, it's one big party. Hey, what the hell's the matter with you? What are you trying to do? Carry so many dishes in your hand like that? What the hell's going on? What are you, a klutz or something? Look what you're doing here. What do you mean relax? This stubborn guy's just trying to ruin our dinner here.
Have you seen The Idolmaker? The 1980 film, which was loosely based on the life of Bob Marcucci, the man who discovered Frankie Avalon and Fabian, wasn't a huge success at the time of its release, mostly generating attention for the star-making turn of its leading man, Ray Sharkey, in the title role.
Vincent, you can't take him out there again.
It's okay.
You can't take him out.
You don't know what you're talking about, Brenda, okay? Listen, we didn't come this far to get shot out of the game, huh? Okay? Come on. You know, there are a couple of people out there who want to see us lose, but they're not. You know why? You know why? Because that kid's gonna go back on again, and I'm gonna be right there with you. I'm not gonna let you fail, baby. You understand? Huh? Come on, we go. No. We go with the shirt. It looks great. Looks great. Just Trust me, baby. We got it, baby. We got it.
Vincent,
Brenda,
please.
trust me.
Please, Vincent.
Ray Sharkey's intense performance as Vinnie Vicardi won him the Golden Globe as Best Actor, in a musical or comedy, of course. And there was strong Oscar buzz for the actor, whose first film role was in 1974's The Lords of Flatbush. Ray Sharkey had guest starred in many popular television series of the 1970s, including All in the Family, Kojak, and Police Story, before landing the role that most believed would catapult him to major stardom. Admittedly, 1980 was a strong year for Best Actor, and Sharkey's snub at the Oscars might be understandable given that Donald Sutherland also missed for Ordinary People. Ray Sharkey's subsequent career declined after he developed a $400 a day heroin habit, only offered supporting roles in B-movies. The actor continued working mostly on television, where his work was well received. Ray Sharkey was diagnosed with AIDS in the late 1980s, but kept it a secret so he could continue working. He died in 1993 at the age of 40.
But all you have to do is look at me to know that every word is true.
Though known for her record-breaking recording career, Madonna made several unsuccessful attempts at movie stardom, appearing in a string of flops before landing the role of Evita in the 1996 adaptation of the Tony-winning Broadway musical.
She's sad for her country, sad to be defeated by her own weak body.
Ken Russell was the first director signed to the film. He wanted Barbra Streisand, who turned it down, and then Liza Minnelli, who was vetoed by lyricist Tim Rice, who wanted his girlfriend Elaine Paige to star. Russell left the project. Other names mentioned for the title role were Michelle Pfeiffer, Mariah Carey, Gloria Estefan, Bette Midler, and its originator Patti LuPone, who reportedly turned it down. Madonna wrote a 4-page letter to director Alan Parker detailing how she was the perfect one for the role. Parker ultimately cast her on the condition that she understood that only one person was in charge, him, stating, quote, "This is not a glorified Madonna music video," unquote. Though composer Andrew Lloyd Webber was leery of Madonna's vocal ability, the singer underwent extensive training in order to project her voice using an upper register so that she could properly sing the score in the operatic fashion in which it was written. Madonna and the film received mixed reviews, some strongly praising her performance. Her win at the Golden Globes for Best Actress, you know the category, was a surprise for some who expected Debbie Reynolds to prevail for her comeback in Mother. And while Evita went on to recognition at other awards ceremonies, including the Oscars, where it was nominated for 5, winning for Best Original Song, Madonna still couldn't get respect from the film industry. After Evita, Madonna only made 2 more films, but her recording career didn't slow down. What did Patti LuPone think of Madonna's performance in the role she originated?
And I thought it was a piece of shit.
Give 'em the old flim-flam flummox, fool and fracture 'em. How can they hear the truth above the roar?
Richard Gere's film career took off with 1980's American Gigolo, propelling him to stardom throughout the next 30 years, with roles in Pretty Woman and Primal Fear. But it was his turn as Billy Flynn in 2002's Chicago which won him his only solo acting award, and for a musical performance, no less.
Someone who writes about reneging on pledges and erroneous charges. Call me crazy, doesn't that sound like a lawyer to you? A lawyer! A lawyer who obviously had a sample of my client's handwriting. Mr. Harrison, didn't you ask Roxy to write out a confession?
What do John Travolta and Richard Gere have in common? Well, Travolta turned down Chicago, American Gigolo, Days of Heaven, and An Officer and a Gentleman, all roles that went to Richard Gere. Director Rob Marshall's first choice was Michael Jackson, but that idea was ixnayed because it was believed he would have taken away attention from the two female leads. Not exactly known for his musical skills, Richard Gere spent 3 months learning how to tap dance for that one number. The effort paid off, as Gere received excellent reviews, winning a Golden Globe for Best Actor, not for a drama, but was the only member of the major cast not nominated for an Oscar, instead going to 4 previous winners and a newcomer who ended up the shocking winner that year. Despite the enormous success of Chicago, Richard Gere's subsequent films consisted of smaller, lesser-known titles such as The Double, The Benefactor, and The Dinner. He is listed on several websites as one of the best actors never to have been Oscar nominated. Any thoughts as to why the Academy hasn't been impressed with Richard Gere's razzle-dazzle?
Doctor, I know many other members of the government. Some very well. I can't promise, but I will try to arrange an appointment for you.
The Graduate made her a star and won her a Golden Globe as the year's most promising newcomer. Katherine Ross starred in several successful films before winning her second Golden Globe for the 1976 all-star vehicle Voyage of the Damned, which was based on actual events.
What have you done to your eyes?
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to see you, find out how you are.
I don't like it. Hey, what is that? Why are you wearing that?
It doesn't mean anything.
So why are you wearing it?
It helps me.
Featuring a cast including such female actors as Faye Dunaway, Wendy Hiller, and Julie Harris, Katherine Ross's relatively small role as Myra Hauer managed to stand out. And although Ross won the Golden Globe as Best Supporting Actress, this was one of the rare instances where her fellow nominee, Lee Grant, was the one Oscar nominated instead. Voyage of the Damned, which told the story of an ocean liner carrying Jewish refugees from Germany to Cuba, was kind of a mess of a film. Originally envisioned as a movie made for television, its cast, including Orson Welles, James Mason, and Jose Ferrer, became too costly for that medium, so financing was secured for it to become a major motion picture. With a running time of 2.5 hours, the lumbering production lost money in the United States, though it earned 3 Oscar nominations. Katherine Ross, whose career included roles in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Stepford Wives, appeared in mostly forgettable films until she retired from acting in 2019. She has been married to Oscar-nominated actor Sam Elliott for over 40 years.
Just as a courtesy, the man was one of the biggest stars in vaudeville. He deserves that. One reading.
If the man can't work, why doesn't he retire?
Mr. Walsk, don't do this to me. Please, please, I'll pay you to let him read.
Once. Let him read through it and that's it. I'd be goddamned if I'll listen.
Here, Uncle Willie, read it from this.
Neil Simon's The Sunshine Boys was adapted into a 1975 film which starred Walter Matthau and George Burns as 2 aging vaudevillians who were reunited to revive their once popular act. As Mathau's talent agent, Richard Benjamin won his 1 career award as Best Supporting Actor.
Funny.
You've explained that to me since I was 5. Look, I've got to get back to the office.
Cucumber's funny.
It's getting cold out. I'm going to give you money. I want you to take a cab.
Cab is funny.
Are you listening to me?
Cockroach is funny. Not if you get him, only if you say him.
Will you listen to me?
Hey, little respect.
How about some respect for me? I'm a human being, too.
We'll see. You're young. You got time yet.
The Sunshine Boys was moderately successful upon its release, though playwright Neil Simon deemed it the best film version of any of his plays. Although Richard Benjamin had been previously Golden Globe nominated for his excellent performance in 1970's Diary of a Mad Housewife, he won on his second try for his role as the frustrated agent trying to instill diplomacy between the 2 rivaling comedians. I think this was one of Benjamin's best performances, and he should have been Oscar nominated. Instead, his co-star, George Burns, not only took his spot, but Burns won the Oscar. Beginning his film career with 1969's Goodbye Columbus, Richard Benjamin appeared in more than 20 films, including Catch-22 and Westworld, before turning his attention to directing such films as My Favorite Year, The Money Pit, and Mermaids. He has been married to actress Paula Prentice for more than 60 years.
Oh, what beautiful material. Very chic. Just the sort of thing Honoré used to wear. A bit more conservative, perhaps. Would you like a sweet?
No, thank you, but I would love a cup of your chamomile tea.
But of course. Oh, more than just one, I hope.
Musicals seem to generate several Golden Globe wins, one of those going to Hermione Gingold for 1958's Gigi, winner of 9 Oscars, including Best Picture.
It warms my heart to know that you remember still the way you do.
Ah, yes. I remember it well.
How strong you were, how young and gay, a prince of love in every way.
Ah, yes. I remember it well.
The London-born Gingold was cast as Madame Alvarez, grandmother to Gigi, who was groomed to become a courtesan, which is the French word for a high-class Honora. Hermione Gingold charmed audiences, especially in her memorable number I Remember It Well with co-star Maurice Chevalier. Directed by Vincent Minnelli, Gigi swept the Oscars, winning in all 9 of its categories. However, not one member of the cast was nominated, an occurrence that has happened only a few times in Oscar history. If you know the other films, mention them in the comments. Among Hermione Gingold's film credits were Around the World in 80 Days, The Music Man, and A Little Night Music. She was known to television audiences for her appearances on various talk and game shows, where her always ebullient personality provided entertaining moments. The eccentric actress with the deep voice died from pneumonia in 1987 at the age of 89. There is an actor who won 2 Golden Globes in the lead category, but failed to be Oscar nominated for either performance. But before I get to him, I want to express my appreciation to you for your enthusiasm of this guy's interesting history. If you would hit the like button, become a subscriber if you're not one already, and share this channel with any fellow Oscar nerds you feel might want to join us for weekly videos and daily polls, I would be most grateful.
Don't you want to know how I did that? I'll tell you. They're on a loop. They go around the block. They come back. They go around again. They just go round and round. Round and round.
You know, I invited Rita and Marlon for a barbecue on Sunday. I'm going to make my potato
Sunday.
salad, and I need you to remind me that we need more charcoal.
Are you listening to a word I'm saying?
Jim Carrey first came to prominence in the television variety show In Living Color, where his versatility was given the opportunity to shine. Film work followed in such titles as Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and The Mask. However, it wasn't until 1998's The Truman Show when Jim Carrey was taken seriously as an actor. The movie, whose script was rewritten 12 times, allowed Carrey to fulfill his ambition of becoming more multifaceted and not limited strictly to comedic roles. As Truman Burbank, a man unaware that his life is being filmed as a reality show, Carrey earned widespread acclaim and a Golden Globe for Best Actor in, yes, a drama. Considered a strong candidate for an Oscar nomination, Carrey missed out in a year filled with strong performances, though the winner is among the most controversial with members of this channel.
During the commercials, the people at ABC told me to explain to you that this whole fight episode was staged.
Oh, good.
It's a lie! It's a cover-up! Why are you laughing? I don't understand why you're laughing. I'm not being funny now. What you saw was real. No, these things happen all the time at the networks.
Jim Carrey followed up The Truman Show with The Man on the Moon, the biography of comedian Andy Kaufman. In what was arguably an even more difficult role than Truman, Carrey, a method actor, became Andy Kaufman on and off screen, completely inhabiting the soul of the comedian who tragically died of lung cancer at the age of 35. While The Man on the Moon was not as well received critically or financially, becoming the first to break Jim Carrey's string of box office successes, his performance won him several nominations and awards, including the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy. The film's failure likely prevented Carrey from a second chance at an Oscar nomination, though his work has continued with roles in How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Bruce Almighty, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. In 2024, Jim Carrey stated that he planned to power rest rather than retire, though he did admit to filming Sonic the Hedgehog 3 because, quote, I needed the money, unquote. Don't we all? While the Golden Globe used to be a pretty strong predictor of an Oscar nomination, especially through the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, its accuracy has more recently become overshadowed by the SAG and BAFTA awards. Did you know at one time that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association consisted of a mere 90 voting members, yet was able to generate such power in the industry? Anyway, let us know your thoughts on these performances, and whether you think they were overlooked by the Academy. And until we meet again, as promised, here's the final scene from Some Like It Hot that was perhaps ahead of its time.
I can never have children. We can adopt some. But you don't understand, Osgood. I'm a man. Well, nobody's perfect.